Walt Disney's Mulan was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. While it doesn't hold up as well as I remember it, it's a movie I can still watch every now and then and greatly enjoy. I'm eager to see how they will do the live-action remake more so than any other Disney remake. But anyways, as I was rewatching the movie, something occurred to me. The moral of the story is the sheer influence one person can have. That the actions of one person, even a tiny action, can cause a string of events that greatly affect the outcome of something. The butterfly effect, or the ripple effect, you can say. In this case, Mulan decides to go to a military training, pretending to be a man to save her father from a war which he isn't able to fight. The outcome of this decision is that she ends up in a battle against the Hun army, in which she made the clever decision to use a rocket to cause an avalanche, destroying the entirety of the Hun army. Well, almost the entirety. It's because of the action of one heroic person, China has won a war. Thus, it restates the moral told at the beginning of the movie.
A single grain of rice can tip the scale. One man may be the difference between victory and defeat.
But when you really look at the way the story is told, there are a bit more layers to this moral than you think. Something not a lot of people have talked about. The movie makes it look like the one person who made the difference is Mulan, but actually, it's not just her. Because this moral also greatly applies to Mushu. Yes, Mushu is at least as important to the outcome of the story as Mulan herself is. I mean, think about it. Mushu is the one who encouraged Mulan to join the army, rather than convincing her to go home. Completely ignoring the orders of the ancestors, as well as ignoring Mulan's safety. Mushu is the one who made up a lie to send the soldiers to war, even though they actually weren't ordered to leave their camp.
Your troops will never see battle.
Oh, no, you don't. I've worked too hard to get Mulan into this war. This guy's messing with my plan.
Again, completely ignoring orders and safety. And to top it off, Mushu was the one who caused the Huns to spot the soldiers because he, for a reason not explained, launches a rocket. You can even argue that without Mushu, Mulan wouldn't be able to shoot the rocket because she lost her fire source. If it weren't for Mushu's actions, Mulan would have gone home, the soldiers wouldn't have been sent to war, and they wouldn't have been spotted by the Huns. If those things didn't happen, China wouldn't have won the war. This makes Mushu just as important to the outcome of the story as Mulan herself. However, applying this moral to Mushu changes the way the moral is presented. Mulan decided to join the army for noble, protective and heroic reasons. It was for the protection of her father's life. If anything, she's an inspiration. While Mushu joins for selfish and careless reasons. He only wants to get back his position as defender of the family. A position he rightfully lost because he royally screwed up, resulting in the death of an ancestor. He doesn't fight for China or the family, but only for himself. He would gladly ignore anyone's safety and desires just to be able to redeem himself as a defender, making him a much more selfish and unlikable side character than I remember him to be. Mushu does show genuine regret for his actions later in the story though, and he's still genuinely worried when Mulan is in trouble. But that doesn't change how he acted before. When you look at the moral from Mushu's perspective, it tells us that good things can come of bad actions, or actions without a real noble intention. Sometimes an idiot who makes selfish choices is maybe not as bad as you might think, because the consequences of his actions lead to good results which we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. They may have even prevented a far worse outcome, thus adding a more complex layer to what seems like a straightforward moral. I've actually learned to appreciate the movie on a deeper level after learning this. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you agree? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.
Guess what we have missed the most since we went off to war?
What do we want?
A girl with